Guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So from my exasperation that I assume you can sense, I am frustrated, and I've sat on this frustration for a while, but frankly, who even gives a fuck anymore? So let's just talk about the topic at hand. So recently I have been talking about Twitter and Instagram and the fact that they essentially cater to pedophiles because they don't take down their profiles. That's pretty much it. About a year ago, I made a video. It was in Italian and I had subtitled it because you guys wanted a full video in Italian, about a young Instagram person called Karen Lopez. Karen Lopez is a young, very popular Instagrammer. I'd found a live stream where she said she was 15, if I recall correctly. My computer lost everything because that's my luck. The pictures she is and was posting for a minor were very concerning to me because they were essentially for pedophiles. Like, pedophiles surely were getting off on them, and I didn't want anyone to DM her or whatever and have her be in a very dangerous situation, let's put it that way. So I never blamed her because she's a minor. I was more concerned about, where are her parents? Surely they must know because her profile has hundreds of thousands, so it seems hard for me that they would not know at all unless they don't use social media. Anyway, they should know. It should be their business to know. I was concerned about who was taking care of her or not really taking care of her. And also, I wanted to make sure that this wasn't some weird parent thing where they take advantage of their children and cater to pedophiles pretty much on purpose. So I don't think there was a problem with me doing that, but what resulted happening was that I got a privacy complaint on my video. I don't know why, because I literally just showed a public Instagram profile, so I don't know what there is of private. It should be more private, there shouldn't be a profile, but my video got taken down, I was silenced, and once more, the pedophiles fucking won. I think you can understand why I'm frustrated. Aside from that, a person who claimed to be Karen's brother emailed me asking me to take down the video, which obviously I did not do. And the account is still there. I get messages all the time being like, hey, the account's still there, it's worse, whatever. I had interacted shortly with Karen, and Karen to me claimed to be 18, but to be posing as a younger teenager, I don't know. And if that is the case, the situation still remains fucked up, because if you're gonna try to make yourself look younger so then you can cater to the pedophiles who pop a boner for young girls, ugh. It's a problem. It's a problem. And I don't want to be on a platform that facilitates that kind of business model. I don't know what to call it, the prison business model, but that happened. So I decided to check back in with her. Now, before I get into it, if anyone on Karen's team or Karen herself is watching, this is under fair use. I have a lawyer. I'm not doing this to hurt you. I just want to make sure we're not catering to pedophiles here, A. And B, if you want to do sex work online, that's totally fine. But doing it pretending to be a kid, if that is in fact the truth, I have an issue with that. That being said, I have a lawyer, so if we need to fight this out, a bitch is prepared. One of the things that concerned me about Karen is that, first of all, there are like a billion profiles, but then there's a profile that she claims is her only official profile, but then there are other profiles that claim this is my second profile. So that in of itself is a little bit shady. In my first video, I did think that there's some kind of ring action going on here. I don't know if it's like multiple parents that are just capitalizing off their children, but she's often posing with another young girl. Now, you can look at this picture and you can tell me, do these people seem older than 18 to you? To me, no. And again, there are people who look young. Maybe she's pretending or trying to look younger. That's potential, but we see who this is for. Now, this picture is by far the most tame one. Frankly, I don't really like showing any of these pictures because I don't feel like they should be on the internet and I shouldn't be seeing them. And if I shouldn't be seeing them, certainly pedophiles shouldn't know. But her pictures have gotten significantly more provocative. Like, I'm talking about having her whole ass out. I'm talking about very, very minimal swimsuits, let's put it that way. very tight apparel. It's very clear what they're going for here. And she, like I said, she often has this other friend in her pictures, and her friend isn't tagged. She used to be tagged back in the day when I first did the video. And this, like, the suspicious thing to me is that, and this is the reason why I think there's a ring too, is that the pictures all seemed very similar, like often in bikinis, often in tight dresses, often having the top being somewhat see-through, and all the comments are like thirst comments, obviously. What else would we expect on Instagram, the home of many pedophiles apparently? And actually too, I checked her story, and on her story it says to add her on Snapchat and that she has better content that's explicit and exclusive. You see where we're going with this? So like I said, if you're an adult and you want to do sex work, I genuinely do not give two shits. But here we have a situation that is kind of a lose-lose by definition, because if she is a minor, then God knows what she's already been exposed to, and there has to be some kind of intervention. If she is an adult sex worker who's pretending to be a child or a teenager for people, that makes me very uncomfortable, because like we know who's watching that, you know, pedophiles. And if she were explicit about the fact that she's playing a role, I still would hate it, but at least we'd have some kind of certainty here, which we just absolutely don't have. And then another thing that just makes this all more sketchy is if you go on an Instagram profile and you look at the about part, you can see the prior usernames that the person had. She's had 74 prior usernames, which, I mean, I get it, kind of, not really, but her name has changed. First it was Paulina de Leon, then it was Mary Ruiz, then it was Sabrina, then it was Mendez Stephanie. It makes zero sense to me, and that also concerns me, because to me it seems like, first of all, we're obviously trying to hide some kind of identity, and that makes me wonder why. Like, I'm all for having your own pseudonym online, like, for fuck's sake, I'm ready to glare online, that's fine. But here, using real life names like Karen, like Paulina, I don't understand what the point would be, unless it was to in some way mask who she is. And it really does remind me, I don't know if you guys know about this, but certain pedophile videos on YouTube, they use numbers instead of letters in certain titles, so then you know, or like other pedophiles know. And it's also gotten to the point where she's started like flashing the camera when she's out. Like, there are a bunch of pictures of her like raising her dress so you can see her behind, and there are people in the background just looking shook, which, I mean, it's obviously staged, sure, but it's still in public locations. And again, if she's a child flashing the camera in public locations, I kind of fear for her safety entirely. I fear for her safety. I don't really know what to do, because I don't necessarily think that even reporting the profile solves anything, because what's going on the back end still remains, you know, whether the situation is that she's a minor or whether she's an adult who's playing a part. Anyway, the reason I wanted to touch on this, aside from me being frustrated and worried about her well-being, is that, again, my position that YouTube and Instagram and Twitter are silencing the wrong people scares me. And I'm not saying she needs to be silenced. People need to figure out what's going on. Like, someone needs to be reached out to. And also the thing that worries me is that effectively, by following her, there are pedophiles in the comments by definition. And then you've created kind of like, I don't want to say a community for pedophiles, but kind of, because if pedophiles spot each other in the comments, then they start talking, then they might start sharing child pornography, and then it turns into a massive shit show. So it's not even only just about her and what's going on with her, it's also about the consequences of people are watching this and they might take action based on what they are watching or looking at. Can you tell I'm tired? Anyways, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know how old you think she is, if you think she's an adult, if you think she's playing the part of a minor, if she actually is a minor. I'm very concerned. It's very jarring to me that no one has really been talking about this. Like, of course, there are a couple of other YouTubers, but there haven't been many, because it really is concerning as shit. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll see you guys next time.